dynamic effort, lower day, speed squats, speed pulls. Gonna run chains this week for the speed squats just because I'm kind of fighting with the groove and bands. Like the bands, because they are anchored down, they kind of can pull groove around a little bit. And since I'm not super confident in groove, chains are gonna be a better option right now because like they're gonna challenge the stability aspect a little bit more. And because we are only like having gravity pull us down versus an elastic that can pull us forward or backwards, it's not going to influence bar path at all. And that's gonna let me kind of figure things out, figure depth out better, figure out where I need to be in both time and space. So let's get warming up, let's get going. Triple. Better head pack.
Good. One more.
Fuck, that feels like shit. Torso felt like a wet noodle that last one, so I need a little more that kind of stuff going on.
Spot.
Yep.
Let's go.
Fuck that. Yeah. Found it.
And be patient. Spot. Keep your head.
Little balance loss in the first one. Good. Yep. Squat. Good. Yep. Woo! Squat. Good. Good. Yep.
Into the quad. Spot. Good.
Lock her in. Pull. Good.
Abs are on. Set the head.
Assertive. Yep. Big pull. But mine.
Nice and patient. Yes, do it again.
Squat. Good. In the quads. Yep. Big quads. Good.
The head. Into the quads.
Head back. Yes. Head back. Fuck yeah.
Abs on. Set the head. Nice and patient. What?
Woo! It's like I remembered how to set my upper back. That was good. That was freaking good. Little wonky first couple warm-ups, but that's almost a good thing because it like forced me to not be complacent with my brace and my upper back and actually think I figured out how to like brace and set my upper back again, which has been missing for, well, since the surgery. So I'm really stoked with that. Ended up going actually heavier than I had planned for week one, but that's not a bad thing. I think like it's about time that I start doing speed work like someone that is a 800 plus pound raw squatter, because I want to be 800 plus pound raw squatter again. So about damn time I started acting like it. Time for some speed pulls. So mini band setup. If we hook the band to the peg, bring it over, single mini. If we fold the band, take both ends, bring it over to double mini, which is way more fun, and I don't know, might end up regretting this decision for today, but we'll see. Based on the weekend, the sumos for speed is definitely carrying back over to conventional, so still running the sumos for speed. That's some tension. Woo! Jesse wants to know what it's like to pull with bands. Is that lockout?
It's a different feeling.
He pulls like 6 raw, for reference. Let's go. Yeehaw. Goodness gracious. Go. Through. Yeah. All the way through, big slide. Walking up to the bar those last couple sets, like everything is so cooked. I'm like, I don't know if I can pull this. Like I'm actually a little bit afraid of missing. And like that being afraid of missing forces me to put everything that I can into it. And like, obviously we don't want to be missing on speed work. If you're missing on speed work, you're really screwing up. But kind of like riding that line of like almost being afraid to miss your speed work, kind of make sure that you're gonna get something out of it. And as long as you are not cooked to the point that it's getting in the way of your heavier sessions, you're going to make gains that way. And that's kind of like the secret sauce of why people think that speed work doesn't work, is they're just not pushing the speed work hard enough, they're not pushing themselves hard enough to actually do the thing with it. So try hard. And gonna go do some rows next. So running the spiny rows, because strong spine, strong back makes a strong lifter. And basically the whole idea with these is that I'm gonna let the rib cage drop as I lower the dumbbells. I'm gonna try to like arch the rib cage up as I row the dumbbells, and it just feels really, really, really nasty. Spinal. Whoo-wee. Pull downs, mostly just documenting that I'm doing them because I don't know if I got much to say. Just trying to pull down low, get that scap depression, get that squeeze, practice squeezing everything down for squats. I guess I did have something to talk about. Bigger kettlebell than last week, so let's go. Like, these are feeling better every single time I do them, which is sick. And I mean, that's kind of what's supposed to happen. Oh, yeah, that's good. And last week I ran kettlebell swings before these as my something hippie. And the reason I didn't do that this week is I was suspecting that if I was gonna step up load on these, I'd be getting enough hip stimulus in, especially after the bandy sumos. So yeah, no swings this week, but gotta replace them with a GHR so I can get more hammy jammies into my life. Holy guacamole. So damn hard, but wonderful. Like, everyone always says that they hate Bulgarians, and like, yeah, I get it, they're freaking hard, but they're also freaking wonderful. And I lied, I remembered how much I hate the GHR here, so Nordics it is. Try to minimize the amount of push I'm doing. God, that's terrible. Well, that's embarrassing. Gotta get some more mat. Because if we block the range of motion on Nordics and are able to train them without needing to do the push-up off, it can be a lot better way to actually put tension in the hamstrings than doing the push-up, even if it is less range of motion. That is disgustingly hard. So hard. So embarrassing. Oh. Try to get one more. Let's go. That might have been better. Fuck. So disgustingly hard. More of these cable hip flexor raises and getting smart doing them on this side so I have the handles to hold on to today. Oh, so nice on the hips. Why did I say that? I mean, they are nice on the hips, but I don't know. Oh, hardest part is the leg switch. And I'm about to get copyright strikes, so enjoy the silence. So the consistent hardest part of this whole training vlog thing is knowing how to wrap up the video, knowing how to close the sessions off. And like, no matter like what idea I have and like what direction I want to go, like in my head, I'm always like, is that good enough? It doesn't feel like it's going to be good enough. And then like, as I'm doing it right now, I'm almost like, this doesn't feel like it's good enough. And thinking about it, I can almost like relate it to training, because no matter how good training goes, like you're always thinking like, I could do this better, I could do that better, I could do that better. And instead of beating myself up about it, what I've had to kind of learn to do with training is like get excited when things aren't good. Because if things aren't good, like, yes, that means they're not good, but it also means that I can get better. And like, it's frustrating when it's not going well, it's frustrating when it's not clicking, but it's part of the process, and we have to keep just plugging through, chipping away, and all the cliche bullshit that I say all the time, but it really is the truth. Because like, if you are not getting better, you just need to do better in order to get better. And that might mean changing what you're doing, that might mean changing how you're doing it, and that might mean just getting reps and getting practice and greasing the groove and figuring things out. And I already touched on this a little bit, but like the squats, they didn't start out good, but it was almost a good thing that it didn't start out good, because it forced me to find, and it forced me to be more intentional, and it forced me to figure my brace and figure my upper back out, which is something that hadn't quite clicked since coming back from the surgery. And this is the first day that I can say that, like, holy shit, it felt like my squat again. And like, yeah, I was probably a little bit aggressive in my loading jump from the previous wave, but you know what? I feel strong, I feel good, and like, this is where I should be based on how strong I am. And if things are clicking, it should work. And if it does end up being too aggressive of a jump in loading for speed work, I'll find out on the weekends with my max effort stuff. And if I do need to take weight off the bar in my speed work, like, yeah, it's going to suck, but I'm going to be okay with taking weight off the bar. And like, right now, I'd rather bet on myself and push myself and keep driving forward, because like, I know at this point in my career what speed work should move at, like how it should move. And like, I'm never trying to think, like, I don't think in like percentages with speed work. I'm thinking in like bar feel. And percentage guidelines on speed work, they're there for a reason, because for the vast majority of people, like that 50% plus 25% AR, 60, whatever the wave structure you want to run is, whatever website you're reading it from, like those percentage guidelines, none of them are bad. It just might not be perfect for you on a given training day. And like, how I kind of structure my waves, how I structure speed work is more based on like, does it feel like I'm pushing into the bar? Does it feel like there's enough weight that I can push into it hard? And I kind of want to have that like range where like I can blast into it and like feel like I have something to go against. I'm not just throwing a wiffle ball, but I also don't want it to be too heavy. And I think that at least for the squats, I nailed it. Now the pulls, those were freaking disgusting with the doubled midi, but I also need to get better at pulling. And like kind of I touched on with before with my deadlifts. I don't know if it was in the vlogs or on a different video, but with my speed-ish work on deadlifts, like I do better with aggressive loading on there because I'm so poorly levered for deadlifts that if it is too light, I get shit all out of it. So I need to kind of have that oomph to really get through so that I can have that push versus just wiffle balling through my poor leverage point. And I think that's all I really wanted to say about that. And like rest of the session went good, worked hard, did my job, and I think that's it. So thank you guys for sticking around. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And remember, if you're doing speed work, try hard.